Welcome to our season finale of the fastest 30 minutes in football. Today on Play to Win, our Super Bowl preview, plus injuries, fantasy football, and Jeffrey the Edge Schechter will pick the Super Bowl against the spread. Play to Win is being brought to you by the Southeastern Nissan dealers and Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Welcome to Play to Win with former Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Fantasy Football League previews with Adam Brown, game analysis with Nicky Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, medical and injury update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports veteran Bob Neal.
The NFL Report is brought to you by the Greater Atlanta Nissan dealers. Innovation that excites. And I welcome you to our season finale of Play to Win. Guys, it has been a great ride. 23 shows.
Great.
This is our 23rd show.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Let's come back and do it again next year.
That's right. Absolutely.
And we will. We're going to be here. You're going to be here, whether or not. So we have a lot to talk about today. Obviously, it's been the Super Bowl, and everybody's talking about the Deflategate ball. So we had Jeffrey, who inflated the ball. Show us the ball. It's inflated to the proper poundage. Show us the... Or maybe not.
He's putting cheese dip in.
You were supposed to inflate that to 12.5 to 13.5 PSI.
Guess what?
What? That's what you think about that.
Enough Deflategate. Let's play ball.
Exactly. I guarantee you those footballs tomorrow are going to be between 12.5 and 13.5.
Oh, yeah, they're on it. They're on it.
For Brady or Russell Wilson. All right, let's get started. We're going to fill you in on all the things that you need to know just to get you ready for the Super Bowl. Know you've heard a lot, seen a lot all week long. This is like the final thing to get you ready. And we're going to start with this. What are the TV stats for the telecast of the Super Bowl? Nikki, starts at 6:30 on Sunday. The thing I like most about this down here, the fourth one down, 7.5 million Americans are going to buy a new TV just for the Super Bowl.
I know, and they're right. Target is already saying they've got double-digit numbers in TV sales this year, and it's hard to imagine that anyone's got any money left over after they're paying $4.5 million for a 30-second commercial spot. We love the commercials, hot chicks to cute puppies. That's an expensive spot for a commercial, but 171 million viewers from 180 different countries.
And by the way, Phil Isaacs, our creator and executive producer, will get you a commercial on Play to Win, a little less than 4.5 million. 430, give him a call.
That's right.
Because we'll be back next year with that. All right, here are how the teams were built. And Chuck Smith, our go-to guy, former Falcon All-Pro, as we look at this New England, Seattle, how they built, what is the key to that, and what would you say about these two teams who are in the Super Bowl?
The draft. As you can see here, both of these teams, Bob, were built through the draft. And to me, that is the key when you look at the National Football League. You draft the right players, you develop championship players, and that's indicative of both of these teams in the Super Bowl.
And you can see both of them, the average age is pretty similar, but more of the veterans have played for Seattle than they have for New England than they have for Seattle.
Well, Pete Carroll, he likes to have the veterans around and the guys that can take leadership. And one of the all-time great coups, I believe, is getting Marshawn Lynch from Buffalo to come to Seattle. No matter what he says, he still can run the ball.
We don't care whether he talks. We want to see him run the ball. Speaking of the quarterbacks in this game, always the key factor. Russell Wilson, of course, for Seattle, and Tom Brady for New England. Here's a comparison of the quarterbacks. And as we take a look at this, get a comment from each one of you on this, on the quarterbacks. First of all, Chuck, what's your thinking as we look at this? This is the first 3 seasons as starter, including the postseason.
Well, the first thing I think of both of these quarterbacks was indicative of last week's wins in the championship games. C-L-U-T-C-H, clutch.
Yeah.
They come through in crunch time to win big games.
Nikki, your thoughts on this as we compare those two?
I think they're so different, but they're so much alike. You've got one of these quarterbacks that has won the most games as a quarterback in NFL playoff history, and you've got another player that's won more games in his first 3 seasons than any other quarterback in NFL history. This is Generation X versus Generation Next.
I like it. X versus Next.
Brandon,
and Jeffrey, of course,
it.
will have some comment about this. Last week you said I asked you to pick the 2 favorite quarterbacks, and you said Wilson for Seattle and Brady for New England.
The funny thing is they're both excellent quarterbacks, and both teams backed into these quarterbacks. Drew Bledsoe was a star in New England. He got hurt. They had to use this unknown Brady. Seattle had fallen in love with Matt Flynn, and he kind of didn't work out. So their third-round draft pick, Wilson, became the quarterback.
A lot of people wouldn't have expected these two to be playing, and yet here they are, two of the top players in the game. Now, it's time for our 68 seconds with 680, and the game is just right around the corner, so we thought we'd go to Matt Lanta Chernoff for his Super Bowl preview.
So finally, Super Bowl 49 is upon us, and yes, it's about the game on the field. No more talk about deflated balls or running backs who want to answer questions the same way because they don't want to get fined. A matchup of, I think, the two best teams in the NFL with Seattle's defense and this Patriot offense, which has been very good despite not having huge name offensive weapons. You still have Tom Brady, which is going to make the engine go. The game itself, I think it's going to come down to whether the Patriots can give Tom Brady enough time to find his receivers, find Gronkowski, and mix in enough run game. I have my questions about Seattle's offense. They haven't been prolific all year. They haven't needed to be, but there's going to be a point in the game where they have to put together a drive. They did it at the end after the big comeback against Green Bay in the NFC title game. Can they do it again? I think it's a close game. I think we go to the fourth quarter. Brady's going to have his big moments. I think Russell Wilson and the offense for the Seattle Seahawks will do just enough. I think it's a field goal win for the Seahawks. 24-21, I think Seattle wins the Super Bowl, and they go back to back. So no more talk about deflated balls. Bob, that's a segue. Back to you.
Bob's got a mouthful of balls.
What a segue. I hope you didn't hear what Nikki just said because my face would turn very, very crimson red. All right, now, we want to talk a little bit on this first segment to move past this real quickly to some of the interesting betting and wagering. These are the legal bets, $119.5 million as of the time we're doing this show. And then I like the one down on the bottom. You see some of the odds for other crazy bets. The Marshawn Lynch crotch grab after a touchdown, 4-to-1 odds. Yes, he will.
Going to happen, I believe.
Going to happen.
You're going to 4-to-1. No is 6-to-1 odds. What do you think about those kind of bets?
I'll grab his crotch and,
You think he will? Yeah. So you're going to bet for it 4-to-1.
There are proposition wagering. There is.
Yep.
I get this in the mail, and I don't believe in it. But if you must do one proposition, longest field goal over 44 yards. I like that.
All right, a lot of parties. Everybody making prop
the girl
bets.
with the crotch grab conversation.
There's even bets at my house all the time as to exactly when the kickoff will come. The over/under is 6:41 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back in a moment. We're on our Super Bowl preview season finale. Play to win. Stay with us.
Roll into the new year in a new Nissan. During Nissan's 2015 event, choose from 15 models with 0% financing for up to 60 months, plus up to $3,500 cash back. Or lease Rogue just $239 per month. But hurry, the excitement may last, but 0% on 15 models won't. Offers end February 2nd. Shop at your local Nissan store or choose Nissan.com. Innovation that excites.
Honey, what's wrong?
We won the jackpot.
I know it's only 15 million.
The jackpot wasn't even in the triple digits?
I was feeling lucky.
You feel lucky now? Because we need a new dishwasher. I haven't had a mani-pedi in several weeks. How are we going to do that on 15 million?
Make it work.
We'll have to cancel the cable.
I'm so sorry.
Play Mega Millions with jackpots starting at 15 million and Powerball starting at 40 million.
Your life moves fast, so when your plumbing goes bad, we know you want it fixed fast. I'm Tommy Estes, inviting you to see what we can provide with our plumbing services. We're dedicated to the same high standards of quality we've held ourselves to since 1949. From leak repairs to water pressure, from water heaters to toilet issues, Estes is dependable, proven, and ready to help. Call Estes and we'll fix it at the speed of life.
We'll fix it at the speed of life.
We're getting ready to open our new dealership, so the biggest sell down ever continues now at Kia Mall of Georgia. Treat yourself to a new 2015 Kia Sorento, starting at only $19,997, or choose 0% APR for up to 72 months. We have the 2015 Kia Optima, starting at just $16,997, or choose 0% APR for up to 72 months. Two amazing cars with 0% APR for up to 72 months. Kia Mall of Georgia, 2.5 miles west of the Mall of Georgia, or online at lovemykia.com.
Hometown Team Report is being brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, bringing a higher order of pizza to Atlanta for 40 years.
Welcome to Hometown Team Report with Mellow Mushroom. By the way, the worst kept secret in the world is that the Falcons are going to hire Dan Quinn as their next new head coach. They've made a lot of changes already. They can't announce that until after the Super Bowl. But let's take a look at how the Falcons have already changed that. And Nikki, on the left side here are the offensive coaches. Still haven't made a decision on the offensive line, but Kyle Shanahan is going to be brought in as the offensive coordinator.
Bring it on, Kyle Shanahan. You and your U-Haul full of baggage and your controversy. We love you anyways. He's close with Quinn. And you know what? His offenses do very well when it comes to pulling up yardage. In 4 of his 7 years as coordinator, his offense is placed in the top 10 in the league in terms of yardage. We've got a little bit of a red zone rash we need some ointment for, and this is a good move.
A red zone rash for ointment from Nikki. I love it. All right, Chuck, let's bring that back up again and show the defensive guys who've been brought in. Of course, Dan Quinn is a defensive guy. What do you think of this list here?
Well, the name that stands out to me is Brian Cox, D-line coach. I love what Brian brings to the table. He can teach pass rush. He's tough teaching players, and he coaches them up. So I think part of improving this team was bringing back a guy last year who had his first year. I think he'd be a lot better this year under a new system and a new coordinator.
All right, now there's some talk about Georgia and Georgia Tech, and of course all the talk right now is National Signing Day has come up, so we've asked Adam Brown to join us on set, and we're going to talk about Georgia. Top 5 recruiting class.
That's right. 15 top 300 players.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's incredible.
Let's take a look. You put a list here of their top 5, and there they are. Any one you want to point out particularly there? How about Terry Godwin? Is he going to stay at Georgia with a commit?
That's the big question. This week he's on his official visit to Colorado State. Mike Bobo, that connection there. But Terry Godwin basically is a 5-star recruit that Alabama and Auburn are coming hard after.
All right, let's take a look at the Georgia Tech recruits. They're in the top 40, by the way. Georgia Tech at number 36 in one of the rankings. But they recruit different kinds of players because of that Paul Johnson offense.
They recruit players that fit their system. Now let's take a look at number 2. Surprising that their second best recruit is Christian Philpott from Tallahassee, Florida. Christian Philpott had offers from Ole Miss, Penn State, Virginia, Wisconsin, Louisville. He's 6'3", 203. How they get players like that, receivers like that in a running offense is beyond me, but they do it. But look at number 5 and another player, David Curry, Buddy Curry's son, former Atlanta Falcon. Marcus Marshall, Keith Marshall from University of Georgia's brother.
All right, those are interesting. Thank you, Adam Brown. Those are the recruiting propositions for Georgia. Of course, National Signing Day just around the corner. Back in a moment with more on Play to Win.
Why can't I have a slice of yours?
You're a cartoon. You can only have cartoon pizza.
It's not fair.
Look, this pie is 100% real, and you're colored ink. It's physics, man.
Well, can you buy me a beer?
I can buy you a cartoon beer. Are you single?
It's right.
Everyone wants real Mellow Mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness. Mellow Mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
Right after I got hurt in my car wreck, the other guy's insurance company offered to fix my car. They only offered me $750 for my injury. And they wanted me to sign this.
Don't sign anything until you've talked to me. I'm Attorney John Foy, the Strong Arm. You may be giving up tens of thousands of dollars by signing the insurance company's release form. Call me.
And they offered me this check for $1,000.
Don't take that check. Let me get you the money you deserve. Call in the Strong Arm.
Call Attorney John Foy, the Strong Arm.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Time for the Player Medical Report now with Dr. Andrew Lalagi, as I like to call him Dr. A, who is the Chief Medical Officer at the Radiology Group and also the creator of InsideInjuries.com.
You know why I'm here.
I know why you're here, and that's because, what did you say before you're here so you won't get
fined?
So you won't get Marshawn Lynch, Dr. A. All right, we're going to talk about the quarterbacks, running backs, and kickers in the Super Bowl. Let's start with the quarterbacks and their Player Medical Report.
Tom Brady, he has all these ticky-tack injuries throughout the whole year, that right hand on his throwing hand ligament, but he's at an A- grade, so key for the Super Bowl at 80% performance.
All right, how about Russell Wilson?
His counterpart, look at that, no injuries, A grade, 85% performance. That's why they're in the Super Bowl.
And I know you're concerned as we look at running backs with Marshawn Lynch and his durability. ability. We start with LeGarrette Blount, the running back for the New England Patriots.
LeGarrette Blount, A grade, only a groin strain 2 years ago. He is as solid as a rock when it comes to medical injuries.
All right, and however, Marshawn Lynch, you're a little concerned about him making it through the whole game.
Yes, he's going to get 25, maybe 30 carries in this game, and he's had a back strain, multiple back injuries in the past. If he gets a pretty hard hit to the back, lower body area, he may be taken out of the game for an extensive period of time.
Maybe he'll talk then. And now kickers, this will be the first time you've done kickers.
We don't talk about the kickers all year, but you know, sometimes the Super Bowl comes down to a kicker. Both of these kickers have been excellent from a statistical standpoint, as Adam has told us in the past. Stephen Hauschka, calf strain, but he'll be good to go.
All right, how about Gostkowski for the New England Patriots?
So Gostkowski, A- grade. He had a torn quadricep 5 years ago. He should be fine.
All right, this is Dr. A with our player medical report. You've been fantastic this year. You'll be back with us next year as we continue with Play to Win. Stay with us.
Right after I got hurt in my car wreck, the other guy's insurance company offered to fix my car, but they only offered me $750 for my injuries. And then they wanted me to sign this.
Don't sign anything until you've talked to me. I'm Attorney John Foy, the Strong Arm. You may be giving up tens of thousands of dollars by signing the insurance company's release form. Call me.
Their insurance company offered to fix my car and offer me this check for $1,000.
Don't take that check. Let me get you the money you deserve. Call on the Strong Arm.
Call Attorney John Foy, the Strong Arm.
It's a new year with great savings on all our new vehicles in Mall of Georgia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Put yourself in a 2015 Jeep Cherokee with $5,000 off MSRP. Drive one home for only $19,185. We have the 2015 Chrysler 200 with $7,000 off MSRP. Choose one for only $18,375. Or take $10,000 off MSRP on a 2014 Ram 1500 and pay only $23,920. Come see us at Mall of Georgia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or online at yourdodge.com.
Television production of today's broadcast is provided by Chattahoochee Technical College. The television production technology program offers the highest level of instruction taught by industry pros with state-of-the-art equipment and participation in real-world experience. With a wide variety of programs of study, Chattahoochee Tech provides outstanding opportunities, leading students to exciting and prosperous careers. For more information, find us on the web at chattahoocheetech.edu.
Today's injury report is brought to you by John Foy and Associates. If you've been injured in an accident, be sure to call John Foy, the Strong Arm.
Time for the official NFL injury list for the Super Bowl. And as you take a look at this, know one thing. Everybody's okay. This is the most injury-free Super Bowl. These are players who have a little bit of an injury here or there. The main one I want to mention is Richard Sherman down at the bottom of your screen. Has an elbow. He's also on baby watch. His girlfriend is due to deliver their son. Could come this week, but he did say recently, just yesterday as a matter of fact, that he is expecting his son to be a true trooper, a real disciplined football player, and stay in there until the Super Bowl is over. We'll see how well that works. And that is the John Foy and Associates NFL Injury Report. It's time to bring on Adam Brown now. And Adam, it's time for the SD Services Mock Fantasy Draft. I can't wait till you get started on this. Guys who are going to be coming along very quickly. I really like the way you got them ranked. And let's start with defense.
We're going to do the defense this week, guys. So Leonard Williams from USC, consensus #1 overall. It's either going to be him or the quarterbacks, Mariota or Winston. He draws comparisons to J.J. Watt and Gerald McCoy. He bounces between defensive end and defensive tackle. He's 6'4", 290. What a stud.
Okay, let's go to defensive end rankings. We know that Chuck Smith, our Chuck Smith's been working with Randy Gregory, but a couple other here you wanted to point out.
Let's look at #3 on the list, UK's Bud Dupree. Bud Dupree's 6'4", 267. He has great length, great speed, and has an unbelievable work ethic, which is going to help him tremendously as he goes to the next level.
Okay, now let's go to the secondary and the cornerback rankings.
Let's look at #5 on the list, Marcus Peters from Washington. He's the wild card of the draft. He's the Vontaze Burfict from a couple years ago. He has major character issues, been kicked off the team at Washington in November, and it's really going to come down to how he does his interview process.
All right, let's go to the safeties. Who you like here?
I like Landon Collins from Alabama. The guy's a hard hitter. He might be a strong safety in the NFL. He's 6 feet tall, 215 pounds, and he can bring it.
Okay, now, we saved a little time here because you have an Atlanta Falcons draft projection that you've done. Let's take a look at it and point out here what you think the Falcons are going to do.
So the Falcons have 8 picks in the draft. They have 2 7th-round picks. That's why you see 2 7s up there. So, guys, look, they need a defensive end, defensive tackle early in the draft. We're going to go with defensive end, linebacker, and defensive end in the first 3 rounds. That takes care of the outside in the linebacker position. We need another receiver with Roddy White and Julio Jones. Sammy Coates. We need a tight end. That was the worst position for the Falcons last year. Jeff Heuerman, 6'5", 255 pounds, 4.6 speed. And I like the 2 offensive linemen and a quarterback to end the draft.
All right, great job. It's been fun this year.
And thank you for everything, Bob.
Oh, you're welcome. And here, this is the guy who knows the fantasy and the draft. We'll be back. We're going to continue with Play to Win, the season finale.
There's nothing like waking up on that first cold day of winter weather and turning on your heating system only to find out it doesn't work. I'm Tommy Estes. Call Estes Services ahead of time and avoid the discomfort. With our pre-season maintenance and safety inspection, your system can be running at peak efficiency. Call us today or visit estesair.com and find out everything this inspection offers. Save energy and money with dual fuel. Call your man for all seasons at Estes.
We'll fix it at the speed of light.
Right after I got hurt in my car wreck, the other guy's insurance company offered to fix my car, but they only offered me $750 for my injuries, and then they wanted me to sign this.
Don't sign anything until you've talked to me. I'm attorney John Foy, the strong arm. You may be giving up tens of thousands of dollars by signing the insurance company's release form. Call me.
That same day, the insurance company said they will fix my car and offered me this check for $600.
Don't take that check. Let me get you the money you deserve. Call in the strong arm.
Television production of today's broadcast is provided by Chattahoochee Technical College. The television production technology program offers the highest level of instruction taught by industry pros with state-of-the-art equipment and participation in real-world experience. With a wide variety of programs of study, Chattahoochee Tech provides outstanding opportunities, leading students to exciting and prosperous careers. For more information, find us on the web at chattahoocheetech.edu.
All right, we want to talk about college football a little bit, and the first thing we're going to do is talk about this thing that's got me upset, and that is that the college football playoffs, the Final Four, are going to be played on New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day, because the granddaddy, they should retire, the Rose Bowl is going to play on New Year's Day. So it's got to be on New Year's Eve. And I just wanted to know what your thoughts on it. Nikki, first of all, everybody's complaining.
I think you're complaining right now, Bob. How do you really feel?
It's party time.
Listen, I'm like you. I like to squirrel around in my sequins and find somebody to make out with when the ball drops. But college football, you too, high five. College.
No, I was volunteering.
Oh, you're volunteering for a squirrely sequin?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait for this.
Okay.
Watch that instead of football. College football thinks they can change this tradition, but if they want to start a tradition, the way to do it is not to bail after the first year. I see why they're standing their ground, but we've also got a potential issue with the NFL.
Yep.
If they add another team from each conference to the playoffs, they could be competing with an NFL Monday night playoff game. No one wants to separate the audiences like that.
All right, what do you think about it? Yeah, issues.
I think, Bob, it's all about visibility.
Yeah.
It's all about wanting to be on the big stage. And to me, this gives college football, after you've seen what happened last year, it gives them a big stage. And I kind of think they like it. We're standing up to the big bully that's been around for a long time, the NFL. We are college football, and that's basically what they're doing. They're bowing their necks.
All right, and now it's time for our college football showdown of the week, brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. And Jeffrey, I want you to start with this. What do you think of this top group, the Final Four for next year? 37 writers, national sports writers and sportscasters, took a poll to see who they thought would be in the Final Four. As we take a look at that, what is your opinion about it?
Ohio State, great team. They got a lot of mileage out of a 3-game winning streak, but they really didn't look great all year. I bet dollars to donuts they're not going to be in the Final Four next year.
All right, Nikki.
Where were these writers from?
All over the country.
I'm happy. As long as Alabama's in there, I'm happy. I think they'll be in there.
You think they'll be in
there?
Yeah, I do. How about you?
There's a team that has a chip on their shoulder, and they brought it out here in Atlanta, TCU. Yeah, absolutely. Watch out, America, because they're coming.
Okay, I got a prediction for this, too. Georgia will be in the Final Four next year.
I like it.
What about Michigan?
No, not yet. Next year. 2 years, they'll be there. All right, that's it for our college football. We'll be back in just a moment. It's time for the lightning round right after this.
Honey, what's wrong?
We won the jackpot.
I know, it's only $15 million. The jackpot wasn't even in the triple digits?
I was feeling lucky.
You feel lucky now? Because we need a new dishwasher. I haven't had a mani-pedi in several weeks. How are we going to do that on $15 million?
Make it work.
We'll have to cancel the cable.
I'm so sorry.
Play Mega Millions with jackpot starting at $15 million and Powerball starting at $40 million.
Roll into the new year in a new Nissan.
During Nissan's 2015 event, choose from 15 models with 0% financing for up to 60 months, plus up to $3,500 cash back. Or lease Altima just $189 per month. But hurry, the excitement may last, but 0% on 15 models won't. Offers end February 2nd. Shop at your local Nissan store or choose Nissan.com. Innovation that excites.
The Wizard, can you make me real so I can eat real mellow mushroom pizza instead of cartoon pizza?
Stand back. Here we go. Alakazam! Wiggity stickity poof!
I'm still a cartoon.
Then that'd be a no.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness.
Wiggity stickity poof.
Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
Lightning round, time to pick the Super Bowl. Jeffrey the Edge Schechter.
Last year, I had no opinion, but everybody liked Denver, so I went with Seattle. But this year, I have an opinion. I like Seattle.
All right, like Seattle, they're getting a point in the game from the New England Patriots. And now we want to make everybody get a pick in here. I'm going to start with Dr. A. Who are you picking?
I'm picking the Patriots because they have the best grades medically. Quarterback, running back, A+.
No surprise. Nikki, who are you picking?
Generation Next. I'm bored with the Patriots. Let's go Seahawks.
All right, Seahawks. How about you? Green Bay?
What? No.
Oh, they're not
No.
there.
Yeah.
They're not there. That's right.
The storyline the day after reads, Josh McDaniels, Patriots offensive coordinator, out schemes the Seahawks. Tom Brady has a huge day.
Oh,
Patriots
New England.
win.
I picked the Seattle at the beginning of the year, and I'm staying with them now. By the way, I want to call in our mellow mushroom guy, Nevin. He's got some pizzas for us. It's our last show of the year, the season finale. We'll be back next year. Open up one of these pizza things here. Thank you, Kevin. You can do that. Chuck can do that. And we'll be passing those around. And by the way, get your order in right now for mellow mushroom pizza because the Super Bowl is tomorrow. It's been a wonderful year. Thanks to Chattahoochee Tech and all the great students and pros who've helped us produce this show. And we will see you next year at 9 o'clock on Fox 5 for Play to Win. So long, everybody.
Play to Win has been brought to you by John Foy and Associates and Kia Mall of Georgia and Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep.